It's a pleasure to always talk about this. This is a subject that I'm passionate about it and been working with for a long time. But I will give the floor to Pedro and Abel after to give the great example of the Association of Mozambican Municipalities. But just comment a little bit on this process, right? Before, as we can see on the presentations of Najad yesterday, Charles yesterday, and today, Nolutando and Sarah, and everyone commenting here, we can observe that the SDGs come in a certain way to demolish, and this process that leads to the SDGs, they come to demolish the traditional ways of doing North-South cooperation based only in financial resources, right? So it demolished because the SDGs present the possibilities of basing multi-stakeholders and more horizontal partnerships, as we are discussing here. It views in a broader way the value of resources that are not only financial but technical, human, the knowledge, not only internally with civil society, universities, private sector, but externally too, with all these flows that we are seeing here: north-south, south-north, north-north, south-south, and triangular. So south north south or north south south, right? So it presents to us a great possibility of doing in a new way, achieving this new development too. And this is important too. The traditional way, the north south, based on aid to the development or social inclusion, is now with the sustainable development. This brings another, puts everyone in the same level somehow of need, right? So the world will be saved or maintained by everyone together. And this, we talk a lot about this on our resilience module. But at the SDGs also bring this new understanding of the value of technical partnerships, and also this new posture of the South South cooperation with North or with South. So the module, it gives us the example of Mercocidades, which is an organization of South America that you know, part of UCLG, one of the organizations of Latin America. That is basically an organization of decentralized cooperation that, as Najad was proposing here, they also organize themselves with a lot of technical units. They call more than 20 to discuss with technicians and local staffers, secretaries on education, urban planning, local economic development, and they gather once a year to choose one coordinator and one specific topic aspect of the policy to discuss deeper that particular year. So from this, they form this program of South-South cooperation that they are offering capacity building for the designing of projects with emphasis in gender and SDGs. But this is interesting too, because this generates other kind of partnerships, bilateral partnerships. When you bring the technicians together, they start to exchange experiences, and maybe sometimes not only exchanges, but also specific projects without any financial resource, and according to what each one have. So I believe this gives us new kinds of possibilities, and here we have like a very concrete example with Mozambique of this process. They build all throughout these years a cooperation culture on the association, on the national association, and they will show us here different examples of triangular, north-south, south, south-north, south, and South-South cooperation. So I give the floor to Pedro to give us their experience. Thank you very much, Pedro. You have the floor.
Okay, thank you, Fernando. Thank you, everyone. As we had a meeting yesterday, we will divide this presentation in two. First me, then Abel Manhique. Then I will start with the north-south, then Abel, the triangular, and south-south. This experience of cooperation with other not partners with ANAMM has begun in early stages, let's say, of the creation of ANAMM in 2004, 2006. And the first experience, one of the first experience was the Canadian Federation of the Municipalities. The Canadian Federation was one of the first organizations that helped build ANAMM in terms of these capacity buildings, in terms of these visions. So that was one of the first experience with the North and South cooperations. But in recent years, we had other partnerships that are running. At this moment, they are running, and we link this partnership with the SDGs. We are talking about the Fondo Galego from Spain and Cités Unies from France. Those associations or local government association from Spain, from France, we are dealing with them. We are cooperating in different areas. With the first one, Fondo Galego in SDG 6 about water and sanitation, and the Cités Unies France in resilience. It's important to note that the second, with the Cités Unies France, it began with a particular moment when Cyclone Idai hit at Mozambique. We appealed, particularly to UCLG, that linked us to Cités Unies France. Then we began a cooperation, a technical cooperation, then financial cooperation to establish, let's say, a resilience community in Dondo municipality. So we are exchanging knowledge. We're exchanging knowledge in matter of resilience, and they are funding us a construction of resilient houses, models of resilient houses in this municipality of Dondo, which it was hit by the Cyclone Idai in 2019. The Fondo Galego, also in the Spanish organization, began with the capacity building. We were sharing experience on the elected women, how they are dealing in which country. So we sharing some experience and lessons. But we realized that we could do more than just the capacity building on the municipalities and our own organization. That's why in 2019, we began another stage of cooperation that included the achievement of the SDGs. So that's why we agreed to do an assessment in one of the municipalities also listed by Cyclone Idai to see what was the main issue there. We realized that water and sanitation was the main issue that that municipality was facing. So together we designed this project to support the municipality and supply water. It's today more than 5,000 inhabitants will have water, clean water, let's say. So it's important to note that the UCLG was the main actor that that connected us to these international partners, either Cités Unies France or other cities, other partners in the north that now we are partners. Let's say that they are our partners now. So talking about the North-South decentralized cooperation, this is one of the experience that I would like to share. Then the other part of this, the component of decentralization, South-South and triangular, my colleague Abel can proceed. Just to not go beyond 5 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Pedro, for giving me the floor. And as you said, I will focus on the South decentralized cooperation. And we have a good example here of a partnership between a Mozambican city and the Brazilian city, which is Matola and Canoas. And this partnership took place within a big project that was funded by EU. And again, UCLG was the institution that mobilized the funds from EU and partnered with the ANAMM from Mozambique, which is the local government association, and from Brazil, Frente Nacional de Prefeitos, which is in English a network of mayors there in Brazil. So the objective of the project had to do with the improvement of institutional capacities of local authorities and the local authorities networks in Brazil and Mozambique as actors in this decentralized cooperation. And we have the 5 Brazilian cities in this project and the 8 Mozambican cities. And the first activities that we undertook, it was a needs assessment in Mozambican cities in order to identify their priorities in the areas of municipal management. And at the end of this exercise, we identified 3 key issues, which namely participatory budgeting, cadastral, and urban planning. So these are the 3 areas that were chosen as the main areas of cooperation between Mozambican cities and Brazilian cities. And the Matola and Canoas agreed that they could cooperate in the matter of participatory budgeting. So during this partnership, many activities took place, such as exchange visits, both in Mozambique and Brazil. There were some trainings that were delivered by the Brazilian partners in terms of participatory budgeting, democratic governance, and also both the municipal managers and the technicians, they benefit from this training that was delivered by the Brazilian partners. So as a result of the project, these municipal managers and the technicians, they got knowledge of the participatory budget in terms of the methodology to implement this practice. And the Matola institutionalized this practice in its municipalities, so that they established a PB unit in the administrative structure of the city council, which is a unit that is responsible for the coordination of PB and the implementation of projects that are related to PB. And the Matola also launched the first edition of PB in 2016. And during this event, the municipal managers gathered the community, the citizens, where they chose where they selected the priorities and the projects that could be implemented in order to meet the needs of the citizens. And also this project helped to strengthen the democratic governance in Matola. And another good practice that Matola learned from Canoas was what is called Presidencia Sem Paredes, which in English could be translated as Presidents Without Walls, which consists of gathering of the municipal managers and the citizens in an open space outside office, where the citizens, they talk about their needs, express their needs, their concerns, their questions about the different issues that are related to municipal management. And during these meetings, the mayor, the councillors, they give answers to those questions. So these are good practices that Matola learned from Canoas. So just to finish, regarding the lessons learned from this project that was really very interesting for the Mozambican cities, we realized that the political will is crucial for the sustainability of projects. For example, in Dondo used to be known as a champion in terms of PB in Mozambique. But when the leadership changed, unfortunately, they stopped to implement this practice because there was no political will in the new mayor. But in Matola, it was different. The political will of the mayor of Matola, which is still the president of ANAMM, allowed that the PB be implemented till now. And also the South-South decentralized cooperation is contribute for the sharing of knowledge, as Fernando said during this presentation. This is a platform for the sharing of knowledge, experience, and also the involvement of other actors such as academia, civil society is essential for the transfer of knowledge. Just say that these are some examples from Mozambique that shows that the South-South decentralized cooperation is a very important platform for sharing of knowledge and experience between the citizens. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Abel. Thank you very much, Pedro. I think it's very, very inspiring to see your experience and the experience of ANAMM. And as Sarah has commented on the chat, I believe this was the result, and still is a thing. It's a case that is multiplying different possibilities. But it's a process. It's a result of a process, right? And here, as Sarah commented, it is fundamental. And as we are discussing with also with the African Association, is fundamental, the networking here, and the role of the local government associations and the networks to facilitate and to be this space of gathering of local public officers responsible for decentralized cooperation, but not only them, but also the technicians responsible for each area that could also meet another partner, another peer that could cooperate.